What does it mean to be black in America? I was in grade school when I first began my understanding of what it meant to be black. My parents sent me to a private school in a nearby suburb. The school was predominantly white, so needless to say, there was a bit of culture shock. One of the kids that I got cool with told me that I wasn't like a real black dude. This puzzled me because I lived in the same neighborhood and on the same street with people that he might more readily identify as real. But because of how I spoke and how I carried myself, he assumed that I was somehow less authentic. Back at home, my friends also began to treat me differently because I went to that white school. And I wasn't into the same things that they were into. I was told by people I had grown up with and family members that I was losing my blackness. This experience from my childhood planted a seed. It set me out on a quest to find out what is authentic blackness and who gets to determine how it's expressed. As life went on, I learned that being black had less to do with racial performativity and more to do with the set of shared experiences that have been shaped and informed by structural and cultural racism. In fact, the older that I got, the more I learned about what being black in America really meant. It meant that you understood racism experientially, not just as an abstract ideal. It meant that the color of your skin and the places where you lived were disproportionately criminalized. It meant that you had a higher chance of being incarcerated in your lifetime. It means that you could be harassed by the police simply for being black and appearing agitated. It means that when you hear about another person's experiences with racism, you feel it differently because you know that under the wrong circumstances, it could just as easily have been you. It means that when you witness other groups being marginalized or being discriminated against, you are less prone to being a passive observer. In spite of it all, you persevere because you're no stranger to adversity. Within the general narratives presented by popular media, we're constantly pigeonholed. The gangster, the baby daddy, the drug dealer, gangbanger, the chronically unemployed. While all of these people do exist in our communities, none of these things could ever capture the full diversity of blackness, as it only represents a small fraction of the experiences. I think we could reach a greater understanding of blackness if we start focusing less on trying to figure out what being black is and more on trying to figure out what being black means.